Woo! Yes. Yes, what is going on, party people? What is going on, internet and fantasy football living world? This is Fantasy Football Fiesta, the best fantasy football show on earth with the word Fiesta in the title. I am your host, Tarnell Mims, and you join me today on this Tuesday with two other hosts that are with me every week on this fine, lovely show of Fiesta and football, fantasy football. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Co-host number one, Aaron, take it away.
Woo, what's up, everybody? This is Aaron Dion. Hello, Internet. You can follow me on the Twitter at @AbolaofAaron, and I'll tweet some shit about all the guys that I dropped that blow up. Jay Ajayi, put that hashtag out there. Aaron's dump blew up for like 30 fucking points. And resident Bronco fan, resident disappointment, and let's do this Fiesta, guys. Whatever.
All right. Now, there we go.
Bring the energy.
Yeah, co-host number two. Go ahead and break it down. This guy's going to be in better spirits than he's been in the past few weeks. Go ahead and take it away, sir.
Yeah, Broncos suck donkey dick.
Whoa. Take
we
it easy.
love it. Happy day. Anyway, guys, it's Jason here. You can reach me at SD Charger FN96. You can do the pound FF Fiesta. Reach us, head us. Sorry I wasn't out there last week. I had a little conference for work, but I heard everyone held it down. Good times. And let's get this thing going, man. We got a lot of news to talk about.
All right. So, as I said, my name is Tarnell Mims. My Instagram and Twitter is at @AbolaofTarnell. That's 1L. Yeah, for this show, go ahead and pound me. Hashtag me FF. Dirty. Go ahead and hashtag FF Fiesta. I'll get back to you, hit you up with whatever. So right now, let's go ahead and get into our show. As you know, on this fantasy football show, we don't just sit here and talk fantasy football. We like to have a little bit of fun, and by fun, we mean we're grown-ass men and we drink on Tuesday when we talk about our fantasy football.
On
a Tuesday. Turn it up on a Tuesday. So we start off with a celebratory shot. There will be shots throughout the show for various reasons. So let's go ahead and kick off this Tuesday, October the 18th, ending week 6, looking into week 7, with a nice celebratory shot. I've got my tequila here as always. So let's go, gentlemen. Till you start off.
Cheers.
Fiesta! Cheers!
All right.
Love it. I need more.
Likey.
Pour another one.
No, not right now. I mean, I'm low.
Oh, you need more in your bottle.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't have to take too many more. So there we go. That. All right. So the world of football itself.
This world's gone crazy.
It's I told you in the beginning of the season that this might be the most parity we ever have in the league, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to have. Let's see.
It makes it hard to tell anything that's going to happen.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, we've got San Diego actually holding on to a lead. Let's go into that. Jason, go ahead and talk about that. Go ahead. I'll let you have that. Because I had lost faith for a minute, and now they pulled it out when everyone just saw the old shit moments and thought they were going to lose it again, and they ended up winning. So what are your thoughts and feelings?
A 2-4 team, my ass. I'm telling you, we're at least a 5-1 team the first 50 minutes of every game, and we showed it again this week. We dominated the first half of the game. Beginning of the third quarter, pretty good. Fourth quarter, get a little scary. We had a little scary moments. Special teams just trying to fuck us. But, we held on to it. And, we got the win, man. It was really good. Hunter Henry, the truth.
Another one of Aaron's dumps.
And Joey Bosa, love him or hate him, that fool can play.
Not an Aaron's dump.
Yeah. So we held it down, and you know what? We'll see if we can make that into 2. I think we're good. We still have potential. We're a great team just for 50 minutes.
Yeah, you got a lot of talent, but you hadn't been finishing them off. Now, Denver would be a 5-1 team if we could have just played 62 minutes this last week. Just ran out of time.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take responsibility here and take a little bit of the blame. I wore the orange jersey. The orange jersey is not the lucky jersey. I took it to work. It was color rush, so I was rocking the orange to piss off all the Charger fans. And I didn't get home till about halftime where I could put on the lucky jersey, which is the Von Miller one. And by then, it was just too late. We couldn't come back in time. So I want to say I'm sorry to all of Broncos country because
right.
A lot of this is my fault.
That's right. Take it.
Yeah, you take that. I just know it was like all right, 21-3, all right, fine, whatever. Then, let's see, we'll just wait, just give it time. And then all of a sudden the touchdown happened, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then I even texted in the group chat as soon as that fumble happened on the onside with the old lineman getting the ball and just going right through his hands. I just lolled. I said LOL. I was like, fuck it, here we go. Because this guy, Aaron, was sitting there saying, no, we're weak right now. We're not playing good on either side of the ball. It's not going to happen. And I was like, just give it time. All of a sudden, bam! Right after he said that, the fumble happened. I was like, lols. Oh, this shit!
Here it comes.
Fucking here it comes! Here it comes the master meltdown. And it's so funny. Everyone I talked to around the city felt the same way, that everyone now is looking at them and just waiting for it to happen. It's not that everyone thinks that they suck. It's just we're waiting for the meltdown now. And everyone's up, here we go again. How's it going to happen? How's it going to happen? And it's almost a shocker that they pulled it off. It's like, wait a minute, no, you were supposed to mess up more.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but my Twitter feed was all kind of the same during that game. Everybody was pretty happy, but they all said about the same thing. Like, yeah, we're winning now, but I can't be happy about it because, the fourth quarter's coming.
And they've had they've had bigger leads than that they've blown. So it's like 8 points. When they got 12-10, and then they got to 3. They got a field goal. It got down to they got the 3. It's now an 8-point thing, so it's a 1-score thing to tie it. And you're like, oh, here we go, overtime, just like the KC game. But luckily, that didn't happen.
Luckily our left tackle had a holding penalty in the worst possible time at the worst possible way because if he doesn't hold that guy, that game goes different.
Yeah, because
it was a completely unnecessary hold too. It was a draw play, so it's not like he was holding to keep him from the quarterback.
Right. No, Anderson was already – because C.J. Anderson was already by the line by the time that happened.
Yeah, so he was basically chasing an empty-handed quarterback, and Okung held him, and C.J. Anderson just made an amazing cut, beautiful touchdown run. Like, the play didn't have anything to do with that. That guy had no shot at him anyway. But, holding is cheating.
Yeah.
Apparently. I checked the rule book, and it's there.
We changed a couple things from our last game. The punter was our normal holder for field goals. His ass was fired. So we had Kelly Clemens do it. And then actually the punter showed up. We had two punts the whole game. The average 54 or 55 yards per. He boomed a 61-yarder. I was like, holy shit, we're in the preseason again.
Yeah. Yo, can we talk a minute about your coach, like, on the sideline with his head in his hands while up by 8 points?
What do you expect? I was doing the same thing.
Right.
I expect not that. I expect
right.
on the ground.
The opposite of that.
Listen, I get what both of you are saying. From the standpoint of everybody else that we just said, you're just waiting for the fucking meltdown again. His job was online. He's like, oh, fuck, please, no, just let me hold on another week. And I feel they won that game for him. Like, I feel like they liked Mike McGraw. They didn't want him to, like, actually get shit canned right there. So he's just sitting there. This is his job on the line. As opposed to also what you're saying, Aaron, and I get it, is you're the fucking leader. And
lead that team, man.
You can't look like, oh, shit. You can't have that, oh, shit look like from Henry Winkler had in Waterboy.
Right.
Like,
while you're winning. While you're winning,
yes.
Points.
Yes, that's exactly what he had. He looked like he saw the other coach, and he was just going to suck his thumb, and he was just nervous as hell.
I see that, and I know now exactly why San Diego's failing at the end, and it all starts there. I would have fired him the next day, regardless.
Listen to this. There was an article that came out a couple weeks
ago. And replace him with what?
And
replace him with
me?
Yeah.
So
actually, Pagano. I would replace him with Pagano.
Listen up.
Mm-hmm.
With all the losses that happened and how they lost, the statisticians said that it was 1 in 30 millionth of a chance that we were to do all those things in a row. So we're the 1 in 30 million team. Now, if that's being said, with all these things, these are not coaching errors. I'll tell you that. All the ways that we lost. Now, could have plays been changed throughout the game? Maybe. Could have there been better calls? Maybe. But the way that we lost all of our games, were not the coach's fault. The coaches did not have the ball and fumble it. The coach did not, have some hold and miss up the hold. There's different things that – so I'm not – I like Mike McCoy. I think we could probably do better and get another coach, but it wasn't his fault. I think that there's nothing out there. So let's stick with what we got, go throughout the rest of the year, see if we get the vote for the stadium in San Diego. Look, 1 in 30 million chance, I'd be on my hands and knees sitting there like, what the hell is going to go wrong now? There's no way.
Yeah, but you're not the coach of an NFL football team.
That's
a fucking loser right there. When Junior Seau, is he doing that? Lewis, is he doing that? Oh shit! It was stupid when they brought him over because he was the offensive coordinator behind Peyton Manning. I could have easily had success as an offensive coordinator behind Peyton Manning. I got the clipboard and I say, okay, I got one play and it's let Peyton do what he wants to do. Ready, break.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and to Jason's credit, he's kind of right. Mike McCoy, it's not Mike McCoy's fault that Melvin Gordon and Travis Benjamin both fucking fumbled. That was not in the play calling.
Wow, but the loser mentality trickles down from the top.
No, it does, but there were certain things. There was little weird, the KC game. I would say probably on him.
Yeah,
the other ones, I don't know so much.
Even if you don't believe it, fucking fake it. That's your goddamn job. That was just man. I'm
It's
not
crazy.
even a Charger fan, and that pissed me off.
Right. So I was looking at all their losses. I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I think I might have, but Jason, you weren't here. So the Indy loss, the Raider loss, the Saints loss, what was the other?
Chiefs.
Indy, Raiders, Saints, and Chiefs. Yes, all those losses. The combined total points differential there was 14 points.
I thought it was 13.
It was 6 against KC. You lost by 4 to Indy, by 1 to the Saints, and 3 to the Raiders. So it's you're 2 touchdowns away from being one of the top teams in the AFC.
Yeah,
And that's nuts.
NFL.
Or the NFL, you could be right there next to the Minnesota Vikings that are undefeated. It's wild because it's so hard to. It's like Mike McCoy's doing something right, but he's also probably doing something wrong. But there's something there that's working, and I don't know. But hey, they got this week. They got the win this week. They've got a whole 10 days to rest up and wait for the week after that. Wait, when is their bye week? Is it this? No.
We're in week 10 or 11.
It's yeah, because they've got this game. They've got the
we have Falcons coming up.
At Falcons and at Denver. That's right. So they've got time to rest up for the Falcons, and that's a good thing.
It was basically a bye week that we just had this 10 days.
Right. Listen, it's hard. It's hard to win on short weeks, and they did it, and that's congrats to them.
I got it done.
Buffalo, where the fuck did they come from? Fucking Shady with 3 touchdowns. That was interesting shit. I
don't know. Buffalo's always kind of been one of those teams that we kind of expected to do well, and then I feel like me anyway. I just kind of got used to the fact that they weren't. It's okay, this is one of those teams that should perform, but just they Rex Ryan it every time.
They were just underachieving, just slight underachievers.
Yeah, and they had some injuries and some personnel issues. They're missing. So their Sammy Watkins is out, for example, but. I've always kind of expected them to do well, and they just kind of haven't, and I kind of got used to that and a little bit complacent, I guess I would say. But I'm not that surprised, I guess is what I'm saying. It's
Shady with 3 touchdowns is pretty surprising. It's kind of funny. One of my coworkers, he's in that crazy fantasy league where it's touchdown only and shit.
Yeah.
And the 16-team league. The guy he was going against had Shady and David Johnson, so he got smashed 62-24.
Oh God! Now I don't think that this is that surprising out of LaShawn McCoy. That guy has been a beast for a long time, but he's been running hurt for several years now.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm more
hip and knees. I think this is the first time in probably 3 or 4 years that we're seeing him running fully healthy, and I think that's playing a major role in it.
Possibly. It was shocking to hear him get 3 touchdowns, though. But hey, I'm happy for him. Shady has been the man for a while, and like you said, it's just always falling short. He's never blown up.
Well, he was blowing up back in Philly, so he's got the skills there.
Right, but but they never got over the hump. I guess what I'm saying. I guess the same thing's happening in Buffalo, but
right.
I'm
just saying, Shady in and of himself, Shady McCoy is one of the best running backs in the league, but he's been running hurt for years now. He's got banged up knees and banged up hips, and I forget what all the injuries are, but he's always like, he's hurt for a couple weeks and he can come back, so he does, but he's still not, he's still running with injury and soreness and tightness, and I think we're finally seeing him running loose.
That's cool.
Less cool because he's on Jason's fantasy team, but
yeah, exactly.
He is. Look at that.
Jacksonville actually finally pulled out a win against the underachieving Chicago Bears. Thank you, Jacksonville, for that. Miami, where the hell? Man, I guess Pittsburgh just didn't show up. That's incredible.
Yeah, that was Pittsburgh's fault more than Miami's win.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's kind of on the rotation where they're just going to drop a fucking turd every couple weeks.
Right.
And when Roethlisberger's out, I think those couple weeks might come a little bit more often.
Yeah, exactly. The other great thing there that's going on there, let's see. New England beat Cincinnati. Of course, we knew they would. I'm going to start adding Tom Brady on Twitter. If he doesn't bring in 400 to 450 yards and 4 touchdowns every game, I'm going to give him shit. I am challenging the Brady. I am challenging him. Sir, you are better than this. I expect excellence out of you and nothing less. He's got a 12-game sprint. He should be killing this league. I guess
Is he not killing this league?
He is, but
he just showed back up guns blazing.
Well, he has, but not as much as I want him to. Even though I'm not like a huge Brady fan, now I just want a massacre. I just want to see him melee everybody.
All right, that's fair enough. Until they play Denver.
No, especially when they play Denver. Little warm fuzzies in my belly. KC rolled all over Oakland. I guess they weren't. I guess they were not fully back to their commitment to excellence. A little bit of excrement coming back into play there.
Commitment to excrement, huh?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, Oakland's got some problems on defense, so they got to square that away. They're another one of those teams that's kind of on the cusp. A lot of talent, a lot of really young talent, a lot of guys that believe, but their defense still kind of sucks.
Yeah, Carson Wentz proves to be human once again. The Philly loses 20-27 to Redskins. Although I will say on this one, it's like, hey, you know what? Fucking division opponents always play you tough, so whatever.
Yeah, but there's also – it wasn't so much Carson Wentz. It's not like he didn't play well. The Redskins just schemed him right the fuck out of the game. There was one stretch in the first half that he barely touched the ball for like 22 minutes or some shit like that. So their scheme worked, and they didn't have the ball. So,
yeah.
You don't have the ball, it's a little harder to score.
Oh, man, fucking Green Bay.
Let's talk about Green Bay. Let's dig in here. I feel like I should read for this combo.
What are we going to do about Green Bay?
Until Aaron Rodgers decides to be himself again, or maybe this is the new guy with Aaron Rodgers, I would put everybody in the flex position that's on Green Bay because it's just nothing's really clicking like it should be clicking. I don't know. I feel like I need to add Olivia Munn and tell them, listen, deny him oral until he gets 350 and 3 touchdowns every game. Like, it's just his life is too good. He's got the Super Bowl. He's got the big contract. He's banging Olivia Munn. There's nowhere to go but downhill, and I think that's exactly what's going on right now. He needs some devastation in his life just to sit there and focus. It's like there's no real chip there. I don't know. It's like everything was off. He either was underthrowing or overthrowing. He was hardly ever on target. No one was getting separation. Our receivers are still slow. We had the slowest receiving core last year with Jordan Nelson. Now he's back. I don't know where we are as far as speed, but I feel like we're still at the bottom. Our running backs, everyone's hurt. No one's really fully healthy. We traded and got Niall Davis from the Chiefs, but I don't know really what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's going to get a little bit of work. So he's a good add in fantasy.
Right.
Niall Davis is probably available on waiver wire, so
for everybody.
Him up.
Yeah,
definitely. He's not going to play Thursday. You're going to have someone.
Yeah, he is.
You think he is?
They have 0 running backs.
Yeah, we don't have any other option.
Yeah, like he's out. The whole second, maybe even more than the second half of that last game, they had what's his name?
Ty
Montgomery lining up at running back.
Yeah.
Nice.
So my thing is, Niall Davis has to start. Like, he's in pads right now practicing. At least he should be.
Yeah. And I'm going to disagree with you on something there. I don't even know about starting Green Bay players in the flex. I'd have trouble starting any Green Bay players until further notice.
Oh my!
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I flex a couple guys, but I just
matchup dependent, and depending on who else is on your team. Yeah, it's
right.
I agree with you, the mentality that they need to drop down a notch, but
right, but I wouldn't RB 1 or 2, wide receiver 1 and 2, no. But if you depending on what you got, like I said, you got on your team. I mean, you could look at your team and know, you could put a Packer in there then in that
you
flex
could put
spot.
Cobb at the flex, but I still feel like you could probably do better.
Right. Well, depending on what you got.
With any of the offensive targets. I actually saw a meme on the internet today that had like quarterbacks that had thrown for 300 yards this season, and Trevor Siemian was on the list, and Fitzpatrick was on the list, and Case Keenum, and what's his fucking Kessler, and Aaron Rodgers has 0. He still doesn't have a 300-yard passing game this year.
He's not Crazy. There. It's something's really off, and then to add insult to injury, Sam Shields is on concussion protocol again, so he's going to be out for a few weeks because of how many he's had. That guy he looks dangerous. He's one of our best corners, and it's like he just can't stay healthy. He's concussion prone now, and I feel like he's like the defensive version of Wes Welker, where he just keeps getting dinged up.
Maybe he should stop attacking people with his head.
Maybe, I don't know. But then it's like now it frustrates me because 2 of the guys that we had that I thought were going to be good up-and-coming corners aren't on the team anymore, Casey Hayward and Devon House. So those are guys that we had behind Tramon Williams.
Thank you, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah, you think I don't know that? That dude was good. Like
he's pretty shut down and pretty good.
Yeah, we had him and Devon House behind. He was like the nickelback behind Tramon Williams and Case and Sam Shields. Shields stayed. We let go of Tramon Williams. He went to Cleveland. I don't know if he's still there now or not. And then we moved. We got this other guy, like we have Randall and then Bush up, but I don't think those were the right moves to make there. I think we should have kept Hayward and House. That's what I felt, and we didn't do it, and that's frustrating as fuck. But having issues in the and that was the other thing watching that game. I don't know how many times we just fucking fell down or just weren't doing what we needed to do.
They're starting to look like a badly coached football team. Is the vibe
coach has always had?
I don't know.
Yeah, but they've had they've had one of the best, probably arguably, quarterback in the league for 20 years now, and I think we're going back to Brett Favre. So you got Brett Favre and then Aaron Rodgers.
About 10.
Well, call it what you want. They've had a premier quarterback for 20 years, and that you can get a lot done with the premier quarterback. And as soon as Aaron Rodgers is not playing premier football, they're just playing sloppy, shitty football. And, the staff seems ill-equipped. Like you said, they've got the slow receivers. It just looks like, a poorly coached team.
I don't know. I still kind of I'm okay with Mike McCarthy. The one person I was always iffy on lately has been Dom Capers in the defensive end. Because it always seems like he just hasn't adjusted stuff. And, he's a real old school guy, came from Pittsburgh and with Dick LeBeau. And
I feel like they've been skating by for the past few years on really, really good talent. Clay Matthews and Aaron Rodgers, and they're kind of filling in the holes and, not making it so apparent because they're making, crazy plays. And now it just looks sloppy.
Because when the read option became a big thing with like Russell Wilson and Kaepernick when he still had Harbaugh with him, they couldn't figure that out for shit. And everyone else, and I would watch those teams then go against other people, and those people could figure out how to stop with less talent than we had, and they could figure out how to actually at least contain. And we just fucking couldn't figure it out for shit. And I'm like, I felt like at that point that the game had passed Dom Capers by. And I still feel that way a little bit, and I just feel I don't know. I'm not sure what to do there on the defensive end. I want to believe in him, but we're not. And it's like we were doing okay defensively until this game. And all of a sudden, Ezekiel Elliott. Let's just be honest here about him for a minute. That kid is the truth. He's not one to be stopped. And
no, you got a running back like that behind an O-line like that, and that's trouble.
Yeah, and Dak Prescott, he had a few miscues as far as fumbles, but Dak Prescott's, I think a lot better. He was a lot better pickup than the Cowboys expected. So I got to give those two kids props. I mean, they beat us without Des Bryant. So what am I going to say?
Well, they got Cole
At
Beasley.
home.
I mean, Cole Beasley is.
See, we got beat at home in our ugly jerseys that we normally win in. So I don't know. Now I'm upset about that. Indy, enough of that dumpster fire. Listen, we just better win this Thursday at home against Chicago. That's all I care about. Beat those fucking Bears, those goddamn dumpster fire underachieving motherfuckers. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, we don't do that. That's a problem.
I'm fucking hanging myself. All right. Atlanta lost to Seattle in Seattle, but that's expected. Indianapolis, that's just a fucking shit show. So is the Jets. Goddamn. I don't know. Ryan Fitzpatrick fucking swindled them out of some money.
Well, he did go to Harvard. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he is. All right. Real quick, Jason, before you leave, go ahead and, because you got to get out here to grab your kid. You got some parental obligations. Give us we're going to jump into our league real quick. That was real quick, the normal league. Give us your burritos, chips, and taco. Now, for those, real quick, before Jason does that, when we do this, we give a burrito out for our number one scorer or the top person on our team, chips for the shittest person on our starting lineup, and taco for the best person that we left on our bench that should have been in our lineup. All right, so doing that, we will now commence our awards segment of the show. Jason, go ahead and give it away with your team.
All right, little California burrito for my Jesus, man. I don't know where you want to start. Tom, 31.
Jason had a good week, and it was annoying.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna go with Shady for that burrito. He can munch on that thing. He can probably take 2 for those 3 touchdowns. That boy dominated. 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. Thank you.
That is ridiculous.
Stale chips is gonna go to fucking Jeremy Hill, man. 38 yards. Jeremy Hill, put him in my flex, hoping he gets something, and he just choked it up. I basically put everyone in that I needed to. Matthew Stafford, you can get a taco, 33 points. He did a little bit better than Tom Brady with his 31. So,
all right.
Did pretty good.
That's good.
Did pretty good for the week, not going to lie.
That sounds like you did all right.
All right, everybody. I'm out. I'll be back.
All right. There, Jason. All right. So, Aaron, go ahead and give us your rundown because I got some stuff to talk about.
All right. Let me look it up. That's perfect because I wish I was paying attention to the clock because I wanted to get a refill before Jason left. So I'll do mine, and then you can do yours while I go refill my beverage. All right. So, League of Record, Cam Newton in the starting lineup, and some of you may or may not remember blockbuster trade with Tarnell here to acquire Cam Newton onto the fantasy football team. Wasn't quite enough. I had some turds in other places, and unfortunately, I lost to the birthday boy Haile by about 6 points. Actually, looks like about 7 points. That I think would have been just fine if Mo Wilkerson wouldn't have knocked down a touchdown pass to Larry Fitzgerald. At any rate, let's give out some awards. California Burrito goes to Cam Newton, 26 points. Started out rough, but then it turned into a shootout, and he got his points. Call it garbage time, if you will, but it was what it was. And he is the top scorer on my team. It hurts me to do this, but I got to give the stale chips to Denver Broncos wide receiver Demaryius Thomas, 2 points. And need more than 2 points. In fact, if I had about 9 points, I win this game. He had 5 receptions for 35 yards and no touchdowns. First game in several weeks with no touchdowns. And, yeah, that sucked. Basically, you could call that the reason I lost. And as far as the taco, I guess this works because my flex position, Larry Fitzgerald, didn't get the touchdown. So I have Jamal Charles still on the bench. I was kind of keeping him there, waiting to see what happens. And 10.4 points on the bench. Looks like he is back, so he's going to move himself into my flex position here shortly. But for now, he gets to enjoy a taco and hopefully turn the ship around. Like I said last week, as the Broncos go, so goes my fantasy team. So I am 4-2 in this league. And tied for first, so we're still doing all right. But a couple of these guys need to pick up the pace just a little bit here.
All right. Excellent. Oh, man.
Not excellent, but it is what it is.
All right. So my record is a grumbly, measly 2-4, tied for 9th. I lost this game. I lost the game 99.6 to 91.2. It's really frustrating. All right, well, let's get into the points, and then I'll break down my team here. So my my California burrito, some nice guac and cheese and pico de gallo, some carne asada, all wrapped in a nice warm tortilla. That goes to clearly none other than Odell Beckham Jr. 220 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, 39.6 points. So that clearly is far and away where I got most of my points, and that is how I got that. Yeah, that's where I'm getting. That's what I'm going on my burrito to. The stale chips ends up being on the other end. On the other end of that blockbuster trade. See, I had Cam Newton, and Aaron had Michael Crabtree. So Cam Newton did 26 for him. Michael Crabtree for me shit the fucking bed, my wide receiver 2, and I got 1.4 points out of him. It's extremely disappointed. So still chips goes to him clearly because no one got lower points than him on my team, except for Darren Sproles, who had 2.2, which is interesting because I sat here. Well, it rolls into my taco selection. My taco selection has 18.6 points. Now, listen to what I remember. 1.4 from Crabtree, 2.2 from Sproles. I lost by 8.4 points. Right? My taco, the Al Pastor taco, nice little seasoned pork there. Al Pastor taco goes to James White from New England. Now, this is significant because we always say New England hates your fantasy team. And I sat there right before it was time to have your lineup locked in. And I looked at Sproles, and I looked at White, and I looked at Macklin, and I looked at Jordan Howard, and I looked at everyone, and I'm trying to decide who to actually sit there and put in that spot. So I have Macklin in the flex. He only got 4.6, but I was like, I was figuring Macklin was going to eat. I figured they would throw some because Oakland's got some DB issues. I'm looking at Crabtree. I'm thinking, they'll eat. They're at home. He'll eat. He didn't eat. I should have. Well, yeah. It didn't matter which one I kicked out, but I should have put in James White either at the flex, or I should have replaced him with Sproles. Jordan Howard did fine, 9.4 points. That's what I expected of him. That's good. Chicago's a shit bet anyway, so getting 9 points out of somebody from Chicago is good. But yeah, everyone else there kind of did me wrong. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I'm hurting from not having Cam Newton, because if I would have had Cam Newton, it would have been better than the 10 points I got from Brian Hoyer or the 10 points I would have got from Blake Bortles. There was no win situation there. That I got 10 points from either of them. So I kind of put my best foot forward for the most part, outside of James White not being in the lineup. Now, I could have also just took Macklin out the flex and put White there to put Chris Thompson in to Darren Sproles instead of Darren Sproles and did better that way also. But, I mean, there's always different ways you can look at it. Probably also did better having Eddie Royal in instead of Michael Crabtree. I mean, there's so many there, but I'm kicking myself because I sat there at the last minute looking at that, just like you, Aaron sat and looking at his lineup at the last minute last week, and I was like, no, I don't think so. Blunt's still the guy. And what do you know? James White ate, and I lost the game. So I would have been 3-3 instead of 2-4 right now, but that's the way that goes. Quick lineup thing I did save myself, even though it wouldn't have mattered. I would have won anyways, but last minute in my other league, I saved myself and put in Chris Ivory at the last minute, and it was better than having Latavius Murray, who I didn't move out for my fuck up from last week. So props to me for that one, and I clearly won that game, doing better there, and that's a good thing there. But yeah, that was it. It's been a rough fantasy week. I mean year. I don't know what to do. Shake. I mean, you try and do shakeups and stuff, but there's only so much talent out there, and everyone's either hurt or mediocre. And I'm looking at my right now. I'm looking at my my bench, and it's like I've got Des Bryant was out. Eifert I saw out because I was hoping he would come back and do something. I ditched Eric Ebron because he was out also, so I had 2 tight ends that were out. I put in Charles Clay from Buffalo. He got me 6 points. But it's like you try to build a better team, and there's really not a bit. Parity runs the league this year. I mean, who would have expected Lamar Miller for 30.6 points? I mean, goddamn, he's being himself. Kobe Fleener was nobody, and then all of a sudden Kobe Fleener goes over 22.2. Like, and I'm looking at that on my opponent's team here, and that's what really fucking killed me was Miller and Fleener. Otherwise, I would have fucking dusted that team.
Yeah, for sure. Now, and I was looking at Crabtree's output. He's still getting like 20% of the targets on that offense, so
they just didn't work.
He just a good start.
Yeah, this week it didn't out.
Oakland just had a bad game. You know, they had been scoring, 30-ish points, and they scored 10. So, you can't really see that shit coming. And that's why fantasy football works because, the guys that should win every time. This would be no fun. But just like I ran into the same thing last year where, God, in fact, my team name is still the Replacements for that reason, where I shuffled everything up and was just trying to cobble together something to get a win. And, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So that being said, I mean, I guess pick up James White if you need to. I mean, who knows what he'll do next week, but maybe stash him. How do you like Devontae Booker?
Devontae Booker's getting more and more work, and that bodes well. So I picked him up, and I've got him stashed on my team. But he's getting more and more. His just in terms, not necessarily in terms of touches, but in terms of how often he's on the field. I think that speaks a little bit to his pass blocking skills coming around a little bit. But I would recommend grabbing him if he's available just for a stash because you never know how it goes down the stretch. But I haven't seen anything that I'm super impressed with. He has no touchdowns. He doesn't have more than 50 yards rushing all year long. But he's getting, he's in the offense more and more. And one of the rules that I use to determine who's getting my fantasy team and my fantasy starts is how often they have a chance to touch the ball. And the more often that guy's in there, the more likely it's going to be.
All right. Cameron Meredith, do you think he's worthy?
Until further notice, yeah. I mean, this is weird, and I don't remember if we've talked about this. We probably have. These conversations get a little hazy as they go on. But it speaks to a weird dynamic when you have like backup and replacement quarterbacks. So Hoyer becomes the quarterback, and I think he's playing on the B squad with the 2s, 3s, and he develops a bit of a relationship with this guy. You would expect him to come in and just fucking feed what's his name, Jeffrey, but he's not. The food's going to Meredith, and it's held true for a couple 3-4 weeks in a row now. So if he's available, I definitely would grab him, and he definitely, I would say, warrants wide receiver 2 consideration or flex.
Yeah, all right.
Kind of the same deal that we saw, not necessarily exactly the same, but something similar in Houston with Osweiler and what's his name, Fuller. Not necessarily the same thing, but
right.
Just, he comes in, and we all just kind of thought, well, this guy can throw the ball 1,000 yards, and can catch anything. So, obviously that math works. So it's going to be huge, but it just hasn't shook out that way because they don't really have that established relationship.
Right. All right. So then what about, all right. Oh, this is funny. Real quick, jumping in. Remember, we're talking about Ty Montgomery. He was in the backfield 22 of 33 snaps.
Yeah, that's weird.
So who knows what it is, but I mean, maybe he's the ultimate flex because he's a wide receiver running back hybrid. I don't know, but maybe worth a look. Maybe the only one worth a look. Vernon Davis at tight end in the Redskins. I mean,
he got a touchdown. I still don't think that guy's really.
I mean, the question is Kirk Cousins going to look to him? And I guess you got to take a chance on that, or just wait to see how that.
Occasionally, what's up with Jordan Reed? Is Jordan Reed hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jordan Reed is out, I would consider him a viable option.
Right. So he's still sidelined, and it's like it's between him or Niles Paul, but they're going with Davis, I guess. What do you think of Kaepernick going forward?
I don't like Colin Kaepernick, and as a Carlos Hyde owner, I'm exceptionally annoyed because I think his fucking try to run around and make something happen hurts Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, because he had 66 yards this on the ground yesterday. Not yesterday, well, Sunday.
Kaepernick did?
Yeah, he had 66 yards on the ground.
Yeah, so that cuts in because there's going to be design run plays for him. And now Carlos Hyde did get hurt, so he went out, came back, and then went out again, and they were already getting just the doors blown off. So he may have just stayed out because they were already getting the doors blown off. So it's like, well, why put him back in there to get hurt even more? But as a Hyde owner, I don't like Kaepernick in there, and as a football fan, I don't like Kaepernick in there because I'm just not a Kaepernick fan. I really don't think he's got the brains to make it happen. He's got, he's got some skills. He can run, and he's got a decent arm sometimes, but he makes bad decisions, and he can't read the field. And
that's was my knock on him beforehand. Back in the it's like I noticed that especially in that Seattle championship game. He would stare down his, and after that game, everyone kind of saw it. Dude stares down his receivers, and he doesn't do his checkdowns. And I haven't watched him yet in a while, so I don't know if that's still the problem. Is still the case with him.
He hasn't played in a while, and I think it says a lot that San Francisco thought Blaine Gabbert was the better option. You know what I mean? If he was really that good, they wouldn't have taken so long to think, well, let's try this Kaepernick guy instead of Blaine Gabbert. It's not like it's not like they got Aaron Rodgers or something, and Aaron Rodgers isn't doing so well. We're talking Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, true.
So I wouldn't put him on a fantasy team. I think there's better options, and I don't like what he does to the targets around him, especially Carlos Hyde as a Carlos Hyde owner.
Okay, that's fair enough. Terrell Pryor, you think that's a guy worth grabbing?
Oh yeah, if he's available, if he's available, your league sucks. But if he is available, grab him because he definitely he's a must own, if not a must start.
Okay, all right, interesting.
Yeah, I definitely if he was available, I'd grab him in a heartbeat.
I'm just so he's not already. All right, double checking.
Yeah, and I like we already talked about Niall Davis. So while we're on the subject of just who to look at, Niall Davis, now that he's got a new spot there, I think Warren's getting picked up for sure. Yeah,
he's definitely the number one. I mean, he's gonna be the number one back because he's like the only back. I think, maybe I got. But
it's not like he's great. So we need to keep in mind.
He's just the guy.
Yeah, so he's going to get the ball handed to him, but there's going to be a difference. Just because he's getting all the work doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be fantastic. We'll see. Sometimes somebody goes to a different spot and suddenly they wake up. But I wouldn't count on it. But he's going to be getting work, so you could do a hell of a lot worse. He definitely should be picked up and at least stashed to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what's going on with Aaron Ripkowski because he was the other running back, and I know he had a family issue this week, but he should be back. Oh, no, he does have a knee injury. Wait, James Starks, wait. I'm trying to look at this, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on with Aaron Ripkowski. Because I know James Starks had the knee injury.
Yeah, and I don't have that handy, but I know Lacey's out and Starks is out. I don't know that the guy that you're talking about.
No,
I don't know that I've even ever heard of him.
He's the number 3 guy. He was the fullback.
Oh,
but
then fantasy relevance is going to be minimal, even if he's playing it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if they have to switch him and say, "Hey, look, you're the halfback now," then he becomes relevant.
Yeah, I mean the running back pool is really bleak in waivers, so you could do worse, but
yeah,
I feel like you could probably do better too.
Yeah, it's just it's a toss up. Of course, Spencer Ware is a guy. Bilal Powell is someone I talk about, but I don't know if I don't like Bilal Powell. I don't know. I'm not liking it.
Now I liked him just from a fantasy standpoint. I picked him up. He's somebody that's on my. He's on my bench, kind of waiting to see what happens. For two reasons. A, he's getting more and more of the work, so he's in there more and more, and I've seen just a steady climb, and that bodes well, especially when you've got, Matt Forte's 30, 31 years old now, so, he's getting up there in age, and he gets a ton of work. He's not historically injury-prone, but, God, can he keep up? How long can a 31-year-old running back just keep getting his ass kicked before he starts breaking down?
Yeah.
So if you're on a team, that you're doing well, I would say that's a good guy to just kind of grab and stash until the end of the season, because we may see an emergence from him. Maybe not, but we'll see. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen. I'll say it that way.
Jay Ajayi.
Who the fuck knows, man?
Isn't he another toss-up? Another guy that's very you could get something good from him this week. You might not get something good from him this week.
Yeah, and he's, he was dropped from me, so officially, must own in all formats just because I dropped him. So historically, that means the guy's going to be fantastic. But I think in reality, on a week-to-week basis, it's tough to trust that guy. If he's available, grab him, because after a 40-point performance, it bodes well. And 2 weeks in a row, he's had double-digit scores. So we'll see if it continues, but I don't have a whole hell of a lot of faith in Miami right now. They're bad. And like Jason said, I think not Seattle. I think the Steelers lost this more than the Dolphins won it.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be hard to argue that, because it really, let's look at that. Look at that coming through the news feed, and I'm like, that makes zero sense that score is that score.
Yeah, and I think we've all kind of watched, and I'm sure teams are seeing the same thing. They look at it and go, all right, this guy's not something to worry about. So you don't really plan for him, and
then by the time you notice, it's like, yeah.
Right, he's already blown past you a couple of times, and I think there was some of that going on here too. So I think going into the next few games, I don't think Rex Ryan's team, I don't think he's going to let the same kind of performance go. But he still could be, 15, he still might get 15 touches for, 60, 70 yards. He might get a touchdown. So he might get, 10, 12 points for you. But I wouldn't hang my hat on him putting that kind of performance up ever again.
Not on a weekly basis, yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely not on a weekly basis, but I'd be surprised to see that ever again.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more like the 10 to 12 points on a weekly basis. Who knows if that's a possibility.
I think that's more reasonable if they start to figure out that, this guy can do it. But I don't know. I got no faith in the Dolphins right now. Last year, it's kind of funny how far they've fallen in my perception, because last year going into the season, I thought they had a lot of what it takes. And, God, they don't. Well, shit, remember when we were talking about, we were in like week 4 or 5, and the leading rusher on the Dolphins was Tannehill?
Yeah, that's the problem.
60 yards on the season, so it was like, I don't know. It was bad.
Yeah, that is. Okay, which defense do you think is going to be more fancy where they are in trouble this week? Texans or the Broncos? It's at Denver, but does Denver's offense bounce back?
The defense being in trouble?
Yeah,
I'd say the Texans' defense is in more trouble than San Diego's defense is.
You mean than Broncos' defense?
Oh, did I say San Diego? Oh, the boost is kicking in.
Yeah.
Then Denver's defense is. Denver's got one of the best defenses in the league, and they kind of know this quarterback. So,
yeah, they do. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and they're, I think they got something to prove. In fact, I saw a quote from Brandon Marshall that was like, yeah, this is a professional league. We know this guy. We still want to kill him. That's what we do.
Right. What about these two defenses? What between the Seahawks and Cardinals? Which defense there is going to have more of an issue?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
More of an issue? I would say probably the Seahawks defense.
Carson Palmer, I think, I'm not for sure what his status is either.
I'm not either, and that I should probably figure that out since I have two quarterbacks. One of them is Cam Newton on a bye, and Carson Palmer is the other one. So let me go ahead and let's take a look at that.
You are welcome, sir. What do you do in that situation?
Well, I definitely don't play the guy on the bye. It says
are you sure?
Hamstring. So
yeah, that's iffy. Yeah. And that's the Sunday night game, so there's. And that's the thing, because it's the last game. It's like, what do you do?
I think, I'm keeping an eye on it, but I'm planning to roll with him still.
All right.
They got a good defense. David Johnson is one of the best running backs in the league right now. Larry Fitzgerald is one of the best receivers in the league right now. So I feel like, especially in – wait a minute. Is it in Arizona or is it in Seattle?
It's in Arizona.
It's in Arizona. So, yeah, just, given the home field, if it was in Seattle, I'd probably lean the other way. But in Arizona, I think Seattle's got their work cut out for them a little more than Arizona does.
All right, here's a question. Blake Bortles at home against the Raiders or Marcus Mariota at home against the Colts? Which QB would you start?
Oh, man. Ooh. I'd have to go Mariota. Mariota's playing really well right now, and this is one of those situations where I'm riding the hot hand. Because I like what Bortles can do, and I don't like Oakland's defense at all either. But Oakland just lost, so they could be a little bit more fired up, and I got close to zero faith in the Colts defense to really do much of anything.
All right. Okay.
It's greater than zero, but it's not much greater than zero.
All right, so then we got this question. All right, let me look at this here.
All right, well, I got a question for you while you're pondering that. Because I actually got this is a real-life situation. This is not hypothetical. I got a trade offer from Mr. Levi Smiley, who is still reeling from the loss of his first-round pick, Adrian Peterson.
Nice.
He's looking for a running back. So he's looking at my team, and he's saying he's interested in Carlos Hyde, Christian Michael, or Jamal Charles. Now, his offer wasn't too good, so it really boils down to what I'm going to counter. Let me look up his team, because he was basically offering me wide receivers. And my wide receivers, Julio Jones, Demaryius Thomas, Larry Fitzgerald, and Tyrell Williams. So I feel like I'm pretty solid there. And I'm not really interested in trading away a premier running back to get a bench wide receiver.
Right.
So I'm looking up his team. It's taking me a second to get there. I remember one of them was Cole Beasley. And let's see. He is verbal assault. He offered me Cole Beasley, Deshaun Jackson, who's, got a lot of talent, but he ain't exactly been producing because his quarterback is a dumpster fire. Or what was the other one? He might have even offered me Alshon Jeffrey. Mm-hmm. So let's call it that. He offered me those three for any of the three running backs. Now, I'm not really interested in that, but I'll tell you what I am interested is he's got Greg Olsen on his team. And I've got Delaney Walker, who has been underperforming. Still, in theory, should be the number one target in Tennessee, but it's not totally shaken out that way. What do you think? Do you think I should counter with something? Do you think I should just tell him to fuck off because my team is better than yours, so welcome to the dumpster, motherfucker? Or
so what would your exact counter be?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I want Greg Olsen, and I'm willing to let go of Delaney Walker. So I would say in order to fill his need at tight end that's left by Greg Olsen, I would say that's my trade there. And I'm willing to give up one of the running backs, perhaps, but I need some value for it. Alshon Jackson, talented guys. He's also got Jarvis Landry and Amari Cooper. He's got LeGarrette Blount and Matt Asiata at running back, so I don't know if we could, just kind of trade some values. So I give him a better running back for a weaker running back while getting a better tight end for a weaker tight end.
I say go that route. That's the route I go.
Okay, because I feel like that's probably the way that I get him to say yes, because Greg Olsen is the best guy on his team.
Right.
As far as, positional rankings. He's also got Matt Ryan down there at quarterback, but I'm not really looking for more quarterbacks.
Right.
But, yeah, so who do you think I could get him to let go of? LeGarrette Blount, probably not.
No. Asiata for one of your guys.
You think Asiata? How's Asiata been doing, though?
What's his what's his other running back?
He's got LeGarrette Blount, Asiata, DeAndre Washington, and Justin Forsett. Oh, and Derrick Henry.
Didn't Forsett just got picked up by somebody?
Detroit. He's on the
Lions there now. You go. But they're looking at Zach Zenner for the time being until Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah come back. Oh, they won't come back, but
yeah. Now he did get some work. He played this week. He got 5 rushes for 5 yards. So might low clap that shit.
Yep. Fucking underachieving at its best.
Yeah, and here's the other thing that I'm looking at is the Chiefs' defense.
Yes.
Because my defense, I got the Rams, and I have not been remotely thrilled with them. They've been doing okay. I think they're like 12th in the league.
Yeah, but they're not that high.
It's one of the weak points on my roster at this point. So I'm kind of in the market for a defense, and a tight end is what I've kind of been sniffing around for.
Yeah, just make that happen. That's what you got to do. I would say don't do it right this second because hashtag inebriated. But
well, yeah. Now here's the thing about the Chiefs' defense. Let me give you the points that they put up, and right now they're ranked 7th overall in fantasy rankings. But we've got a 0-point game against San Diego, a 5-point game against Houston, a 33-point game against the New York Jets, a negative 6-point game against the Steelers, and an 11-point game against the Raiders.
Huh.
So even though they're ranked 7th, almost all of that came against the Jets, where they had 6 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 touchdowns. So I need a good defense, but I'm not sure he has one I want.
Right.
So when I'm looking at trades, man, I like to trade, and I think fantasy needs more trades. He's looking to make a change, and I'm into that. But my team's doing pretty well, and I don't.
Because remember, also sometimes it's the trades you don't make that actually pan out good for you. You know what I mean? It's the moves you don't make. I mean, just because he wants to trade doesn't mean you have to. You can always tell him to go fuck himself.
No, yeah, for sure, and I got no problem with that. In fact, I led off with that in my reply to him. But I am interested in Greg Olsen. If I could get Greg Olsen on my team while trading away bench value, I like that idea. And right now I got Jamal Charles on my bench. And
speaking of Jamal Charles,
Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde, we talked about a little earlier. There's been a situational change there. So even though you look at Carlos Hyde's numbers, he's 6th overall. He had some really good games. 20 points. He put a turd against Carolina, but he's got a 26-pointer, 13, 17. And last week he got 5 with a bit of an injury. So, A, I got injury issues with Carlos Hyde. B, I've got the issue of Colin Kaepernick now as the quarterback all of a sudden. So, tumultuous situation. So, getting rid of Carlos Hyde, I might be trading high right now and swap in Jamal Charles in the Carlos Hyde position. You know what I'm saying? So, I'd have Jamal Charles and Christian Michael as my running backs. And then, instead of Delaney Walker, I now got Greg Olsen, who's right now the best tight end in the league. And my lineup is full of, in theory, premier talent, assuming Jamal Charles can make it happen.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of that was my other question. I was trying to formulate it because I was looking at these two games. All right. So you have Rams at home, quote unquote, but they're, the game is in London against the Giants. So you've got Todd Gurley and company against the Chiefs running backs. Which running back set is more fancy worthy? Which one is more prolific? Because Chiefs are at home against the Saints.
Wait a minute.
The Rams are.
Give me that. Who are the Rams playing in?
The Rams are playing the Giants in London.
Okay.
And the Chiefs are at home against the Saints.
I like the Chiefs running backs more, so I'm going the Chiefs running backs. Spencer Ware and Jamal Charles, I just think are better. Todd Gurley, it seems like they finally figured out that Todd Gurley can catch a pass. So that changes things a little bit because, they just were like, well, we've got a really good running back. Let's just send him up the middle 25 times.
Right.
And it seems like in the past couple weeks they're finally realizing, oh, he can catch a pass out in space, and they've been making that happen a little bit. So I think there's something to be said there. But Jamal Charles and Spencer Ware, I just think is Jamal Charles is one of the best in the league, and he's healthy, claiming to be at 100%. And
So then the question is Gurley or Charles?
Charles.
Even with Ware back there?
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Could be wrong. That's why they play the games. But
right.
I think Charles is just a much better option at running back, and I think he just Ware's good, but he's not Jamal Charles, at least not yet.
Kirk Cousins at Detroit or Flacco at New York Jets?
I got to go Flacco at the Jets just because the Jets suck. I mean, to me, that's easy. And I think Kirk Cousins is pretty bad too. So, yeah, that's my take on that. I don't like Flacco, but I think he's better than Cousins, and I think the Jets are terrible right now. So, that's the way I'd go on that.
All right.
They're finally getting a running game going, and Joe Flacco does better with a running game because, since Ray Rice is gone, he's definitely fallen off. But now that Terrence West, they fired what's his name, the offensive coordinator, Mark Trestman. So they got rid of him because he couldn't seem to figure out that Terrence West could run the ball.
Oh wait, this is why the Bears sucked for a while. This guy was their coach.
That's a major contributing factor. But, they still suck. So I think the Bears suck because they suck, but I think Trestman did himself no favors by just going away. Like Terrence West was averaging like 9 yards a carry, not this week, but the week before in the first half. And in the second half, he touched the ball like twice.
Wow.
So it's just like, I don't know. It doesn't make any kind of sense. And for that reason, he's gone. And his replacement seemed to show up knowing that the directive from on high was give Terrence West the ball because they did, and he got a grip of points, and the rest is history.
Yep. All right, here's another one.
Now give me your thoughts on these two. So I'll answer this one, but I want to hear what you think.
All right, Jameis Winston at 49ers or –
I almost want to go with that one just on a knee-jerk because 49ers, but let's hear the other option.
The other option is either – well, I was going to say Bradford at Eagles. Sam Bradford at Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. Was there another one or just okay.
Brian Hoyer at Green Bay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, Green Bay wants to murder the Bears, so I'm going to not go with that one.
Right. So Bradford at Eagles or Winston at 49ers?
I think Bradford is going to have a good game, but I think this is one of those games that Jameis Winston could just blow up. He's kind of, he's kind of a roller coaster where he's good for like 30 points one game and like 9 the next. I think this could be more towards the 30. I would probably go Jameis Winston in this case. And there may be injury situations I don't know about if Mike Evans is hurt or if, he's got some other injuries. But
yeah. I see. And on this one, I think more Sam Bradford just because I think he'll have more opportunities because I think that the Vikings defense will just slow the Philadelphia Eagles down a lot. So I don't think I think the offense will be on the field a lot more with a lot more opportunities. So I would go Sam Bradford on that one. The one earlier between the Chiefs and the Rams, I kind of feel like maybe Gurley might have a breakout game here in London.
Okay, yeah, you seemed a little bit surprised by my decision, so I was curious about that too.
The Mariota versus Bortles, I'm waiting for Bortles to explode, and I feel like this might be the game where he explodes. What was the other one I said?
Could be, but he's a garbage time explosion kind of guy until further notice.
Yeah,
so
true.
In order for him to do real well, they got to go down by like 25 points. And, if that happens, he might put up a great fantasy game. But, I think Blake Bortles is a much better fantasy quarterback than he is a football quarterback.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. Cardinals and Seattle, I kind of agree with you. Although Carson Palmer might be hurt, I think the Seahawks defense will have a harder time than the Cardinals defense will. And then going to the Monday night game, Texans at Broncos. Because Texans are so wishy-washy. There's a game where they'll play where you're like, okay, yeah, that defense is pretty dope. And then there's another game where you're like, what the fuck happened there? And I can't tell which what's going to come out because I don't know which Broncos team is going to show up. Like, I don't know if they're as bad as they were on Thursday or if they really are, or if that was just like a bad game and they really are good enough to – I mean, I know they're at home, so you want to give it to them.
Yeah, well, let's keep a couple things in mind with the Denver game. It was on the road in San Diego. It was on a short week, and we didn't have our coach. We had our special teams coach and head coach calling the plays. Or maybe not calling all the plays, but, you know, we didn't have our coach, and it looked like a team that didn't have their coach. And we still almost won it. You know, give us another 2 minutes.
I did forget about that, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, given that, I wouldn't put too much weight on that. But and the week before, we didn't have Trevor Siemian. We had Paxton Lynch, who was making his first start ever. So I think there's a couple extenuating circumstances, but – you know, we'll see. The offense in Denver still hasn't, you know, proven itself to be prolific. We got offensive line issues, but our defense is still legit. So,
right.
You know, playing at home, the defense is going to go off.
Right. Like, I looked for the Broncos to win that game. I just, in my mind, it's like I just don't know which defense is going to come out because sometimes the Texans can be just hot garbage. And
I would expect hot garbage because especially with the fact that we're pretty familiar with that quarterback. So I would, you know, I think Denver's going to be playing with a little bit of chip on the shoulder for him leaving. They're playing at home. They're coming off of 2 losses, and they're on 10 days of rest. So given all of those things, I would be or I guess it's 11 days of rest if we're playing on Monday.
Yeah.
But, it's I'm worried for the Texans getting out of there alive.
That's
especially without J.J. Watt. You put J.J. Watt in and it changes things, but I don't think they got what it takes.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so I think that does it for kind of just
a whole new unexpected segment with that one. All kinds of scenarios and shit. You know, guys, tweet us your questions. Email us your questions, and we can address them here on the show. The same kind of stuff. We want to make this interactive, so hit us up, leave comments, leave tweets.
Right. So, and just to touch on that, remember,
it'd be cool to kind of do a little bit of a stardom sit-em kind of thing, but
yeah,
you know, we're picking it. We have people sending us questions.
Yeah.
Unless I ask you my stardoms and sit-ems, but you're in my league, so you know, fuck you.
Right. Basically, yeah. Everyone that's on your bench flip-flop with the starters. All right. So,
I'll still beat you.
We're not playing each other this week. Actually, oh, wait a minute.
Are you going to buy?
No. I just realized who. I just realized who my opponent was this week.
Who is it?
It is Levi Smiley.
Oh, interesting. And
he's three for all you can.
I'd love to get Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen's really the only thing on his team I'm really interested in. And if I can
wait a minute. Ooh, that's so funny. He's on a bye this week, too.
Right. So a good opportunity to trade him away. Especially since everything's double. That would be nice. I'd have Cam Newton and Greg Olsen, and I'd also have Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't like trades. I don't like helping other people out. That's horrible. All right. Ooh, man, I really got to go look at
I'm not interested in helping him out. It's all about me gaining value while, you know,
No. I mean, me helping you out by giving you fucking Cam Newton. This is why I don't like trades. Because sometimes I feel like I'm keeping weapons out of the enemy's hands.
Well, yeah.
The opportunity to get Greg Olsen just makes things crazy.
Well, yeah. So, you know, never do it again.
Yeah, that'll be the last time that happens. All right.
Well, we'll see how it shakes out. I still think it was all right. It's just I think it's inopportune timing for
Michael Crabtree.
Yeah, Crabtree's production to fall off. He's still getting tons of looks. And last week he still had a game-winning catch. It just didn't happen to be a game-winning touchdown catch. So, there was that. He's still getting looks. He's still getting work. And, you can replace quarterback production a lot easier than you can replace some other production. So
yeah, and that was the thing. This week it was like Bortles and Hoyer both like 10-10. Like, fuck, I need better quarterback looks. As these two fucks, I'm just not feeling it.
Well, hey, I happen to know that Levi Smiley is interested in running backs, and he's got a couple solid quarterbacks. So
yeah, I don't have any running backs to give up, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I just happened to draft pretty well this year. So
I didn't draft as well as I thought I did. Ooh, wow!
We all think we did good after the draft, but they all got to play the games. But Christian Michael and Carlos Hyde have shook out pretty well for late round picks. I think Carlos Hyde got in like the 5th or 6th, and Christian Michael was in like the 8th.
Wait, is this? Oh, I'm not saying anything. This is stupid.
We're gonna need you to go ahead and share with the final or the Fantasy Football Fiesta community, Tarnell.
I'm just looking at what we have available for QBs.
Oh yeah, there's good QBs on the waiver wire, and that's the thing is, I wouldn't have entertained that trade if Cam Newton wasn't the guy coming off of number 1, and Crabtree wasn't riding my bench as number 4. Because the Crabtree, up until that point, had been putting up double-digit points like every single fucking game.
Right.
But yeah, I've been watching the waiver wire. Come on, I'm on a fantasy football league here.
Yeah, of course I am. Oh man.
Yeah. Hey, there's Jameis Winston, who happens to be an Aaron's dump.
Right. I know. I saw that. I saw Winston. And I was like, ooh. And I see Flacco. I also see Bradford, and I see Alex Smith, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, there's, you got to do the math because it's a lot easier to replace quarterback points. Like, who was it fucking last week? Case Keenum.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was like, what the fuck, 34 points?
Yeah, Case Keenum.
I don't know that he does it against the Giants, but I mean, fuck, it's there. Giants really aren't fucking hard.
It just goes to show you can pull a quarterback off of waivers and put up huge points.
What?
Yeah, and maybe Jameis Winston is that guy this week. Yeah, we got Alex Smith down there against New Orleans.
Back, ladies and gentlemen. What?
Guess who's back?
In the motherfucking house.
Damn, Jason, you missed a whole cool segment me and Aaron just had.
Yeah. We just did a trade.
Again?
Yeah, no.
No.
No, we talked about trades and we talked about like starts and sits and that kind of shit. I got a trade offer from Levi, but I'm not going to go through it again on the air, so I'll tell you about it after.
Did you guys talk about how your trade has gone the past couple weeks?
Yeah, well, it's only gone in on them. Yeah, it's gone in for like 2 weeks, and the first week it went great for me. Second week it went shitty for me, and then I think for Aaron, it's like he was on concussion protocol, so bad, and this week good.
And this week it worked out. So.
And it was who? Cam Newton
for Michael Crabtree. Yeah. Hey, you got to fix your mic, buddy. Can you get the mic closer to your mouth or anything like that?
Who's that? Jason? Yeah.
Yeah, Jason. Let me get some headphones.
High quality radio.
That's why I didn't feel too bad about the trade because, on paper it's like Cam Newton for Michael Crabtree. What are you doing? But you got Case Keenum on the waiver wire that can get up 34 points. So
check one. Better?
Oh, yeah, way better.
Yeah. My God. What? It's not even fair.
All right. Well,
you know what? I'm gonna give you a couple of these scenarios here, Jason. I want to hear your thoughts on these.
Do it up.
All right. Let's see. Chiefs running back. All right. Jamal Charles at home against the Saints, or Todd Gurley in London against the Giants.
Wow. Kansas City's at home?
Yeah.
Jamal Charles.
Okay.
I mean, you got to fly all the way across the pond. Everyone's
all right.
The chances of that happening are pretty
good. Yeah, we'll see.
The pond, he says.
The pond. All right. Jameis Winston at San Francisco or Sam Bradford at Philadelphia?
Ooh. I'm going to have to go with Sam Bradford.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it change your mind to know that? Yeah,
What?
well, Winston's not one to be trusted, but Winston's one of those guys that'll get 30 points one week and then two the next. I think that this is more a 30-point opportunity for him than a 2-point opportunity. You know what I mean? But that's my thoughts.
I don't know what you mean.
All right. Here's two other ones, Jason.
Right.
Which defense you think will have more problems? Seahawks. It's Seahawks at Cardinals. Which of those two defenses, the Cardinals or the Seahawks, will have? Which defense will have more trouble there?
Where's it at?
It's in Arizona.
I think that Seattle's gonna have a harder time.
All right.
The home team has the advantage in that game.
Right. Okay. And we said the same thing for the Monday game. Texans at Broncos. Which defense was going to have a harder time?
It'll be the Texans.
All right. Well, now that we got Jason back, we can move on to the final little segment here we got in our game, in our podcast here. Pick'ems. So before we do that, let's go ahead and do a little station identification, sort of. Go to fantasyfootballfiesta.com for all your Fantasy Football Fiesta needs. Also follow us on Facebook for Fantasy Football Fiesta. Again, you've got all our Twitter handles and stuff there. A Bowl of Aaron, a Bowl of Tarnell, SD Charger FN 96. Also, make sure if you ever do some shopping, like let's say right now it's Halloween time and you need to buy some costumes, go to the support link on fantasyfootballfiesta.com and go to Amazon there and buy your costumes on Amazon. Just go through our link to do it. It's real simple. Stuff's coming up like Thanksgiving. You need a new roasting pan, go to Amazon and buy it, but just go to fantasyfootballfiesta.com, go to our support link and just click on that little link on Amazon and buy it there. You need, let's see, after that, what's coming up? Christmas. You're going to buy Christmas gifts. You're going to buy decorations. You're going to buy a fake tree. Do it all on Amazon. Just go through the support link. Just go to our support link and go to Amazon there, and then there you go. Booyaka. We got a Patreon. We'll figure out something good to get the Patreon people, but go ahead and do our Patreon there. And, yeah, that's that. Also, I know there's a little, if you go to our YouTube page, the Fantasy Football Fiesta YouTube page, there should be a little tip jar there that you can go and drop us $1 or whatever. Just have it be beer money.
Yeah, or $1,000.
I'm drinking water here. I need beer.
Oh, see, we're high quality, low budget. So there you go. So it makes the high quality, high budget, and
maybe medium quality.
Medium quality, yeah, like a little slightly above average.
I don't know, man.
We'll give it a B. B plus.
Yeah. We're a solid B.
Yeah, we're right in there. Yeah, we're a solid B. That should be our tagline.
Yeah. Fantasyfootballfiesta.com. We're a solid B.
I like it. Tweet us and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Fiesta, hashtag solid B.
Pound that shit.
That's right. All right, so now we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and go to our pick'ems.
Just in time, Jason. How excited are you?
I'm fucking stoked, I think.
I don't even know what your picks were.
All right, so here we go. All right, so last week.
I don't even know what mine were,
So last week it was just me and Aaron here. And Aaron decided that we're just going to, whatever Aaron picks, Jason will have the opposite of. And then afterwards, I emailed Jason.
Usually how it pays out.
Right. So this is just so we know, this is how this is going to go.
You emailed them over to me.
I emailed over to him. I said, "What do you want to change? Because we're giving you till the fucking start of Thursday to change it." So he emailed me, and the only change was the Raiders or Chiefs. We had him with the Raiders winning, and he went with the Chiefs. So
how the hell you guys keep me with the Raiders, idiots?
Because Aaron was just saying the opposite of him. So there we go.
Yeah.
I said
the Chiefs.
So let's go. This is what happened. So Eagles at Redskins. Me and Aaron said Eagles. We lost. Jason had the Redskins because he was opposite Aaron, so he got the W there.
Yes.
Chiefs at Raiders. I was the only one who chose the Raiders. I got an L there. And the other two guys got W's. Texans at Colts at Texans. Me and Aaron chose the Texans. Jason got the Colts. He got the L there. Aaron came away with W's. Now, here's where it starts getting fun.
Yes.
Ravens.
You mean stupid?
Fun, well, depends on who you are. Ravens at Giants. Me and Jason had the Giants. Aaron took the L at Ravens. Panthers at Saints. Me and Jason took the Saints. Aaron had the Panthers. He took the L there. We all Cowboys at Packers. We all took the L there. We all had the Packers. Falcons at Seahawks.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, if he chose the Packers, why am I not the opposite of that?
Because that one we figured we would choose the Packers. We were like, yeah, he always would choose the Packers, so we just kept it that one.
Oh,
that
okay.
was
So you put it in I got it.
Plus, I reviewed it, and I was like, that's probably a win anyway.
Right. So, Falcons at Seahawks. Me and Jason chose the Seahawks. Aaron chose the Falcons.
What?
We got the W's. Aaron took the L.
Hey,
Browns.
that would, pass interference.
What? Well,
That
I mean, yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying.
Browns at Titans. I remember you chose this one because it was one of those off ones. That was the game you chose, Aaron. Browns at Titans. You took the Browns. We took the Titans. W for us, L for you. So, for the week.
They got to get off this night at some point, right?
Love it.
All right, so for the week, Aaron, you went 2 and
4, right?
Aaron, you went 2 and 6. Jason, you went 6 and 2. I went 5 and 3. So overall, for this up to this point, Aaron, you are 27 and 21. Jason, you're 21 and 27. I'm 29 and 19. First place, bitches.
You took the lead.
I did take the lead on that shit.
Somebody's getting closer.
Now we have a new thing, and I said this before to make this interesting. The bonus game.
Oh, I forgot this. Shit.
Whoever lost the bonus game's got to take a shot or a big swig or whatever. So the bonus game was Jaguars at Bears. I lost faith in the Jaguars. I took the Bears. Jason, you had the Bears because Aaron took the Jaguars. So me and you have to take shots. Aaron, you were scot-free.
I hate you.
Yeah.
The good news is I poured a shot. So you guys are taking penalty shots. I'm taking a victory shot.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
This is what victory looks like.
Broncos don't cheat.
What?
Joe was talking about how many holding penalties the Broncos had.
Yeah, it was not a great game, and the only reason that you won was a hold. So
that's right.
Cheers.
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 Jason took his swig of water. Fucker.
Get me some more money for beer.
Here we go. So here we are, week 7. Let's go and get into this. The bonus one is up in the air. I didn't choose the bonus one yet, but let's go through the normal 8. First one is
8.
Bears at Packers. I'm just gonna start this off. We have to fucking win this shit. I'm going with the Packers. God damn it.
I'm going with the Pack at home. This will be the last fucking time I choose them if they lose.
Right there with you. Packers. And just because, God, the Bears, but
the in-division opponent, anything's possible. Who knows? The fuck knows.
And I'm not confident at all with it right now, but Jesus.
What are the records?
We're 3 and 2. They are something and something. I don't know.
Okay.
They're
probably 2 and 4, 2 and 3.
I think they're like 2 and 4, yeah, something like that. All right, Giants at Rams. This is the London game.
I'm actually going to go with the Giants.
What?
Across the pond. Got to choose the Giants over the Rams this time.
I don't know. I don't think Odell Beckham does it again, so I'm gonna go. Rams.
Oh,
good.
You cheeky bugger! I'm gonna go Rams too.
Cheeky bugger there. Hashtag cheeky bugger.
That's right. All right. So next one: Colts at Titans.
Colts at Titans.
I like the Titans here.
Good. I was thinking the Colts. Perfect.
Titans are another one that I think are figuring it out too. They're starting to balance their run with the pass, and I think they're getting there.
I'm also going Titans just because after seeing the way they lost to the Texans, I can't believe in the Colts right now. Redskins at Lions.
Redskins. I'm going to go with the home team.
I'm going home team too. Lions.
It'll be a shootout, I'm thinking.
They're both kind of teams that I expected to do badly that are kind of doing well, which is not exactly fair to the Redskins because they're technically a playoff team. But
all right, so you're choosing Redskins?
No, I'm going to just play the numbers, and I'm choosing Lions, but I think the Redskins are going to win.
Wait. You think the Redskins are going to win, but you're choosing Lions. Wait, what is it?
Lions.
You fucking bitch. Oh, my God.
Loser.
Right?
Hey, there's
No
a strategy to this.
Whatever. Right, Ravens at Jets.
Oh, damn.
I can't trust the Jets to save their life. I think they're going to start Geno Smith. I don't know who they're starting quarterback.
No, it's still – Todd Bowles said it's still Fitz Magic.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to go with Baltimore on this one.
All right. Aaron?
Yeah, it's got to be Baltimore. They're figuring out their run game, and without Eric Decker, with a second half that has to be played, the Jets suck.
That dreaded second half.
So the question is –
if only they could play half a game.
So the question is, who do I trust? Who's going to be more of a fucking dumpster fire, the Ravens or the Jets? It's like, do the Jets just fucking come out and just fucking surprise the fuck out of us and make us dumb or what? Because Ravens got a good.
See, this is where I start to fuck up. Is what I think. Oh yeah, they're gonna surprise us. So I'm gonna pick the surprises.
It's like the Ravens know how to lose games too, and that's what's weird. But the Jets are hot garbage. They're both hot garbage.
Come on, pick one.
My mind's telling me yes, but my body's telling me I'm going Jets. I'm going Jets. I'm going that one.
It gives me an opportunity to catch up.
There's that lone wolf.
Yeah, all right. Bucks at 49ers. I'm going Bucks.
Bucks. I think the 49ers are the worst team in football.
You think they're worse than the Browns?
Yeah,
I think they're worse than the Chula Vista Spartans.
Ooh, they're pretty bad.
That's bad. All right, what's going on with you, Jason?
Tampa.
Damn, we're all going Bucks. All right. Seahawks at Cardinals.
Ooh, Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, they are very fancy.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
All right.
I wish I would have shouted it out when I was about to. Yeah, Cardinals is my pick.
Oh, there's no need for that, Jason. Just watch. Hold on.
You got sound effects?
There's a button for that.
Yeah, hold on. I was like, what the hell? I didn't know you needed that. Hold on.
Yeah, you know what you need to do? You need to turn over sound effect duties to one of us so we can just have the soundboard. You can handle hosting, and we'll just fucking hit the sound button whenever we want.
Yep, I would be terrible at that, so we'll go with Aaron.
All right. I'm going Seahawks. I'm bucking the trends there. All right, Raiders at Jaguars.
Well, good Jags got to do it for me. I need another win from the Jags.
I agree with you.
Get my boys a little closer.
I know the fact that if I choose the Raiders, they won't fucking pull it, so fucking Jaguars. All right, Aaron. I'll put you down for the Raiders.
Do it.
You're the Raiders.
Yeah, do it. See, here's the problem. I don't think the Raiders are going to go up by enough for the Jaguars to start playing well.
The brothers Allen, they may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they may be in garbage time, and I don't know how much garbage time we're going to get here. So
it's going to be close the whole way.
Raiders.
All right, he's choosing Raiders. All right, so this bonus game here.
What the hell happened to my game?
What? Oh, you want to do your game? That's what I was going to ask.
We're the game of the week.
Game of the week, this guy.
A 5-1 Charger team versus the 5-1 Falcons.
So you want to do Chargers? Because this is the thing. I didn't know if you want to do Texans at Broncos, Chargers at Falcons, Patriots, Steelers. There's all kinds of bullshit.
Steelers are an one.
Browns at Bengals, Vikings at Eagles, Saints at Chiefs.
If you guys,
I would pick the Browns.
If you guys think Atlanta's gonna win, then we'll do that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my boy's gonna win that one.
You know what? You know what's funny though? I will say this would be the fucking game they win. The game that everyone's like, what the fuck? There's no way they're beating the fucking Falcons in Atlanta.
It could be a bonus. That could be the bonus. We'll do a double shot on that one. Whoever
There we
loses.
go. Oh shit! I'm going Falcons because I like my sobriety. All right,
Yeah.
Chargers at Falcons, and I've got the Falcons. Aaron's got the Falcons. You've got the Chargers.
Let's do it.
I lied. I take the Chargers.
Mas puto.
Are you serious? Listen, vagina. Which one do you want?
I want the Chargers.
All right. He suddenly got nervous.
Yeah, he did.
Just because who cares? No, I didn't get nervous. Who
He
cares?
just wants to take a shot.
I just think it'll be funny.
All right. So yeah. So all right. So our picks are all in. Aaron has Packers, Rams, Titans, Lions, Ravens, Bucks, Cardinals, Raiders, and bonus Chargers. Jason's got Packers, Giants, Colts, Lions, Ravens, Bucks, Cardinals, Jaguars, and Chargers as the bonus. I've got Packers, Rams, Titans, Lions, Jets, Bucks, Seahawks, Jaguars, and Falcons as the bonus.
I would also like to go on record that I am picking the Broncos over the Texans.
No one cares. No one cares.
That's true.
I think everyone
Make a note of it.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a note on your forehead.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. So reigning champions. That's what that's.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
It's okay.
All right. Well, I think that does it for this fine fantasy football fiesta Tuesday. You can remember, you know where to reach us. Like, share, and subscribe this podcast, this video. Tell all your friends. Go ahead and go to fantasyfootballfiesta.com for all your fantasy football needs, and follow our Facebook page. And that will be it for Tuesday, October 18th, 2016.
The end.
All right. So for Jason and Aaron and all fantasy football world, I'm Tarnell. We will see you guys next week. Peace.
Awesome.
Hey.